Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. I'm just setting up here. Just give me a minute. But yeah, I'm going to be playing some M.C.Kids. Now, I'm going to say that I have no experience in this game, which is kind of true and kind of untrue, because I actually think I played this when I was a kid, or a teenager, like a long time ago. Probably when this game first got released. I don't know if I rented it or if my friend had it or something. I think maybe my friend rented it, and I think we kind of played it. You know, back in the day, when you used to rent games, you just rent them and just bring them home and play them, take them back, and almost forget you even played the game. So it's quite possible I did play this game, but it's going back into those days, way back into those days, when I'm not going to remember any of this stuff. Now, the other thing is, too, I did watch probably the Angry Video Game Nerds video on this. I remember he did a bunch of videos on all the McDonald's games. And I've probably seen like one or two other videos. So, whether I'm going to actually know what I'm doing in this one or not, I don't know. I was even surprised I had this ROM. So, yeah. The other thing is, I know my computer's been going crazy on me all day. It's really driving me nuts because I actually filmed one of my videos today, and I've been trying to get it onto my computer and edit it and all that other crap, and it was just giving me all this trouble. I had to restart my computer a few times, and this thing's just getting old. That's what it is. It's just getting old. It's old and crappy. I'm still running Windows 7 on here. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I'm just going to get the chat ready here so I can make sure I'm watching the chat while I'm playing, because I always like to chat with all the awesome people that come on. Oops. Looks like I got two chat boxes. How did I end up with two chat boxes? That's kind of weird. That's what I'm saying. This computer's kind of buggy. It's getting out of hand. I'm going to have to get another one soon. So I'm just going to go down here. I was just sharing my my link on Twitter there. Oh, I'm just looking on my Facebook group, and one guy, Nick, is saying, "Please tell me you're not playing this piece of crap game." I'm just gonna answer him, just for fun. Or just for shits and giggles. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm just going to shut that off so I don't get distracted by Facebook or Twitter or anything, because I'm not really skilled in this. Okay, so let's see, who do we have in the chat today? So we got Simon Belmondo saying hi. We got Rex Warden, patron supporter, awesome guy. We got Billy O and Odd Pod. Hey, how's it going? M.C.Kids, eh? Fun times. Yeah, right, Oddpod. I like I said earlier, I'm not sure if I'm gonna know how to really play this game. I'm only playing this game because it just happens that right now it's, well, today for me it's Make Happy Day still. It's about 9:27, 9:30 at night. So I know a lot of people who watch my channel also from other parts of the world, so it's probably already May 3rd to them, so it's not McHappy Day. Or maybe they don't even have McHappy Day. I don't know. I don't know if this is a worldwide thing. No idea. But where I am in Canada, it was McHappy Day today. So it's giving me the story of Ronald was showing off his magic bag at a picnic in the meadow when all of a sudden... What did I do? The hamburger has run off with my bag. My magic bag, please help me get it back. Search the levels of my clubhouse and retrieve at least 4 of my puzzle cards. So, I think some people in the chat are asking what McHappy Day is. So I don't know if this is a Canadian thing or if it's a national thing or a North American thing. So basically what it is they designate a day where every purchase of a certain item, so I think here it's like a Big Mac, you know, their staple item, coffee, tea. There's like 3 or 4 items you buy at McDonald's, and they will donate $1 of that purchase to a good cause. And so right now, the majority, it's the Ronald McDonald House, which is like, you know, it's a charity that helps people in need. But where I work in a non-profit organization, and the area I live in, they decided that the McDonald's in the area will actually put their money towards the non-profit organization that I work for, which is kind of interesting, kind of neat. But yeah, so that's how I'm really familiar with it. It's just basically McDonald's will give a portion of the money they make from certain items that they make in their stores today, their restaurants, till the end of the day to a charity. So, you know, it's kind of a good thing, kind of a bad thing, because they're drawing you into fast food. I mean, I think it's all somewhat of a, you know, corporate thing to drive people into their stores, but, you know, that's how business works, and that's how people make money. This is probably why this game even exists, you know. They probably worked with the developers of this game to say we need something to get kids into video, you know, or playing video games to want to go to fast food. Okay, so it looks like I just threw that into there, so that kind of creates a platform. So what I'm familiar, like, oh well, what I know about this game is it's kind of like a Mario Brothers game, Super Mario Brothers scrolling style game. Obviously not going to be as good. I don't know if I can pick that up. I don't think I can pick that up. So you can see a lot of similarities here. I mean, Super Mario 3 has that beginning map that I just saw. You know, where you start off with that map stage. I can't, obviously I can't get high enough there. I think I remember from the video game nerd saying something about you need to pick something up to make you heavier or something. Whoa. The music's not as good as obviously as Mario Brothers is. What is that, a snail? Seriously? A snail? They had to replace the turtle, so they came up with a snail? Huh. Yeah, this is totally a Mario ripoff. So far, it doesn't look like I can jump on that guy or even touch him. So it's not going to be entirely Mario. My computer was just going crazy on me there. This is so weird. Okay, there we go. So I'm supposed to be getting all these M's for something, I don't know. Looks like I'm at 1 heart. I don't know, I guess it has the run button too. It's kinda neat. I didn't think it had the run button. Or does it? Oh, wait. No, maybe not. Maybe that's just how he runs. Huh. So I guess the run button doesn't do anything in this game. This is obviously like a rip-off of the Mario 3. Now, I can't remember, I didn't really do the research, but I don't know if this came out before or after Mario 3. I'm going to bet it came out after, because it plays a lot of similarities. So what's Rex is saying, if you run along a platform with a gear on the end, you'll flip around and run on the other side of the platform. Oh, okay. Actually, now I remember seeing that on the Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, I was killed by a flower. Oh. Okay, I must have did something wrong there. Yeesh. Yeah, it does have a 64 feel. Odd Pod is saying. You know, I'm going to say like the Great Gianna Sisters, or Gianna Sisters, or whatever, which was also a ripoff of the Super Mario Brothers franchise. I never had that game. I didn't even know it existed for a very long time. In fact, you know, I grew up with a Commodore 64, and I never heard of the Great Gianna, whatever, Sisters until a lot late into, you know, when I started to understand what emulators were and watching some YouTube videos. Oh, that's how you do it. So you just run. Weird. Okay, gravity just changed on me here. So now, I guess that was a card. So, at least they were, you know, a little bit creative in changing it around from just not being another Super Mario Bros. Clone. Because they could have easily did that. So they decided to add some changes to it. But it's weird that everything's killing me. Like with Mario, you can jump on the turtles, you can jump on the Goombas, you can jump on a lot of things. What the heck? Oh, that was inconvenient. Whatever that was just shot me back all the way to the beginning of the level. Although, you know, I can sort of see how when I was a kid I probably would have liked this. You know, being almost like a Super Mario Bros. Game, I probably would have liked this. And this isn't the only fast food franchise game either. I mean, there was Yo Noid, which I think I also ended up playing. And that's like a, what was that, Pizza Nova or something like that? The Noid. And then there's, there was a Sprite, geez, Sprite or 7-Up, whatever, game. Wow, that's annoying. So the one thing I'm noticing too, the absence, is the timer. It doesn't seem like there's a timer. So I can probably sit here all night on this one level and never die. Or just keep going back and... Except for this flower that somehow can kill me. And another thing I'm not noticing that is kind of absent is any kind of tunnels. Like in Super Mario Bros. With the warp tunnels and stuff like that. Okay, I just hit something. You found a card for Ronald's clubhouse. And some other dude, too. Huh. And the other thing I'm kind of looking at here is does it have multiple ways to go around here, or is it just pretty linear? Looks like I can go to 3 or 2 right now, so... Level 2. Gopher Grove. Cards needed 3. Oh. I didn't know that guy was gonna kill me. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume I can't jump on anything like in Mario Brothers. Like everything kills you. Can I pick these up? Oh, okay. Okay, so it's similar with Mario there. You pick stuff up and throw them. Physics on it's a little bit off. Can I kill this gopher guy? Yep. Oh yeah, Simon's asking a very interesting question. Does this game have bosses in it? I'm going to assume it should. Why wouldn't it? Then again... Oh, that was weird. You see, I can't touch anything. It's so weird that you can't touch anything. I mean, this is what's making it feel more like a Commodore 64 style game. You know, where you can't touch anything, everything kills you. So I found a card. I can say the scrolling's pretty fluid though. It's not, it doesn't feel choppy or anything like that. Like, I've seen some reviews on some pretty bad Nintendo games where the scrolling is off. You know, where the top of the screen has to kind of like load for a second before you get up there, and then vice versa. Huh. I wonder what that's gonna do. Oh, it's a boat. Okay, that's pretty cool. See, there's some differences here. Rex is saying, yeah, it was made by Virgin, so of course it's a Euro platformer. I saw that actually when I booted it up. I saw the Virgin airplane thing and it said Virgin. I'm like the same, you know, Richard Branson Virgin thing? Really? Did Richard Branson dip his hand into the video game market too? When did I miss that? Found a card for almost... So does that mean if I don't have enough cards, or do you just get one card per level, or... Huh. Lazy leaves. Cards needed too. Okay. You know, in a way this also kind of reminds me, sort of the Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers game. I don't know why. Do these things do anything, or they're just platforms I can stand on? Okay. So one's on top of some tree thing. Really not liking how he can't kill anything. Go to jump, you feel like you could jump on these things, right? Mario at least could jump on the majority of the things that came after him. Like there's obviously a few things like those thorny guys you couldn't jump on, and a few others in Super Mario 3 you couldn't land on. The other thing is I'm kind of like seeing a lack of McDonald's stuff. Like, this is a McDonald's game. Where's the McDonald's stuff? Other than these, like, squares with an M in it. Like, where's the McDonald's stuff? I guess that wasn't important. So Rex is saying you can't jump on much of anything in Euro platformers. Huh. It's just all avoidance, eh? Come, I can't pick these things. Oh, there. Yeah, Simon Belmondo is saying that this would be a much better Commodore 64 platformer. Mind you, growing up I didn't have anything like this on the Commodore 64, so I'm sure today they wouldn't have any hard time designing this, but the closest I would have had to a game like this probably would have been like Impossible Mission. And if you played that, you know it's nothing like this. That's yeah, Odd Pod's making a great point there. Could have been a Commodore 64 or any kind of game beforehand and just got remapped to look like, you know, to be a McDonald's game. In fact, I think that happened quite a bit with licensing and all that stuff, where a designer would build a game and later on a license would get affiliated with it, and then they would have to go back and kind of change some sprites around, and or just change the title of the game, and there you go, instant game that's related to some kind of business or franchise. Like I know for a fact that the if you go back to the Intellivision, my favorite system, the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons game, which is kind of dubbed Cloudy Mountain, which was the original one that came out for the system. I know that game was originally designed, I think was going to be called Adventure, which is interesting because Atari already had a game called Adventure. And so it would have been kind of a competitor to that. And at the time, they ended up getting the rights to use the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons name through, what was it? I think TSR. TSR was the people who owned Dungeons and Dragons, and I think they got a deal to use the franchise, and so they took that game and just dropped the Dungeons and Dragons name on it, and voila, you have this Dungeons and Dragons game that originally had nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. I guess because they're like, you know, it's an adventure game, you're going through these dungeons, you're going after these dragon-like characters. We could just drop the name on it. So, that kind of stuff did happen in those days. Now, how the heck do you get up there? Oh man, it keeps going back. Wait, where'd it go? There we go. Let's see if I can kill this guy. Yeah. You die now. Okay. There's gotta be a way for me to... Yeesh. Jumping is not as good on this one. It's the wrong type of block I'm using. Oh, great. There's multiple blocks. Can't even tell how high I'm able to jump in this game. Jump, you little... Right. Okay, let's try and keep going forward. Let's try those. What's that gonna do? That's it. It's a springboard. And you jump. Seems kind of pointless. Okay, there's a 1. That's probably the card that I need. Oh, jeez. How do I get that? Let's try and throw this at it. No! That didn't work. Is that the thing that shoots me? Oh, look at that. Okay. Everything just like flies through those things. That's not good. Did it make this any more cryptic? Okay. Jump up there. Okay, I don't have anything to grab. What was up there? Got a card. I don't really like determine what these things. I think these are like the coins in Mario Brothers. So probably if you get enough of them, you get like a free life or something. Did I just complete the area? Looks like we got Rapscallions here in the chat. What's up, Brian? Not too much. I'm just playing some McDonald's game because it's McHappy Day here in at least Canada where I live. I don't know if it's McHappy Day everywhere. And as I explained, it's a day where McDonald's donates some of their profits from certain menu items to charitable needs. So, you know, kind of a good cause. Game over. Starting to wonder if this game ever had an ending. Or a death. So does this mean I have to start at the beginning? Huh. It kinda looks like it. Wow. Right back at the beginning. Yep. Cards needed 4. Lives 4. Arches 0. Oddpod saying, have you ever played the Monster in My Pocket NES game? I've never heard of that. Monster in My Pocket. Is that is that an older Nintendo game? Or a newer one? Or one of those obscure titles? Like, when did that come out? Yeah, his magic bag. I just love how he does that. It's just like, let's just change the way gravity works. And go upside down. Ouch. Oh, crap. So it's like the Monster in My Pocket. Is that like a franchise of some sort, or... Sounds like it would have been like some kind of toy or toy line or something that might have come out. You know, some gimmicky thing. Or was it strictly just a oddball Nintendo game? Whoa. That one, because I have no idea what that is. There's tons of Nintendo games I've probably never even heard of. So what's it called there? Monster in My Pocket. Monster in My Pocket. That'll be a fun one to look up. See, around the time when Nintendo was at its peak, I myself still played a lot of Commodore 64, and to some degree I was still playing Atari. I didn't have my Intellivision anymore. My Intellivision broke when I was younger, and I had to like get rid of it, which really pissed me off, but there was nothing I could do. And so at this time, around the the Nintendo era, I was playing Nintendos when I got mine, and I was playing mostly Commodore 64 and some Atari 2600. So I didn't get to really learn a lot of the crazy Nintendo titles that came out. And like I usually stuck to like the really popular Nintendo titles. I was playing still Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, 3, Zelda 1 and 2. At some point I really heavily got into Dragon Warrior, where I was playing that for a while. Castlevania. Whoa, just landed in some water world there. Big into Castlevania 1 and, well, 2 and 3. 1 I didn't get to a little bit later on. But Castlevania 2 and 3 I played a heck of a lot. And then it was whatever I rented, or my friend rented. Like, we would rent different games and play them. But even still, both of us still played a lot of Commodore 64, so... I just felt like I missed out on a lot of Nintendo games. I have to admit, I still have, well, actually own a bunch of Nintendo games that I don't really have a whole lot of experience on, because I just kind of picked them up and put them into my collection and didn't really spend too much time on. Like, I have Batman and Karnov. Karnov's one of those ones where it was like, jeez, dying left, right, and center here. Yeah, so Karnov was one that I picked up kind of late in the game. Mega Man 2, I remember renting it, probably borrowing it off a friend until I beat it. I don't think I've ever beaten it ever since. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I played until I beat it, and then kind of put it away, and probably haven't been able to beat it since. What was the other one? Well, I've played Chippendales, Rescue Rangers, Flintstones, RoboCop. Those were the games that I knew. Back to the Future. A lot of these games I've done videos on already, of some sort. I'm gonna pick that up. Oh, neat. Oddpod says he's played DuckTales, and he's played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the C64. I didn't know there was one on the C64. Played RoboCop on the C64. Commodore, that is. Commodore 64. Oh, Rapscallions is asking if I play on an emulator or original console. Both. This right now is an emulator. I don't have a capture card or any way to actually live play from my consoles. I think I'm gonna die. I have like no life left. I don't have any way to live play right now from my consoles, so I have to use an emulator, which is unfortunate, but maybe one day I'll pick up a capture card. Because even on my when I do my regular videos, for my real consoles, I usually just put the camera on the old CRT TV. You know, the classic way of doing it, so you get the real feel of what it looked like on the real CRT TV. But the quality's not going to be the best, and you know, I understand that. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers, they just go right to the capture card, and you get like the perfect quality videos and, you know, gaming experience, but I just don't have a capture card right now. Also, another challenge is my computer is upstairs and my man cave is downstairs. So that also throws a monkey wrench in my plans, you know. This is why the background, if you see the background, it's just my office. It's a boring background. It's just a door back there, closet, nothing special, nothing fun. But when I do my videos, they're all shot in my man cave down in the basement, where most man caves are. And so you'll see like a lot of my my videos, I'll actually have a much more interesting background where I show all my video games and toys and stuff. Huh. So Rex Gordon is saying if you want to capture RF stuff like Atari systems or a VCR is a nice cheat for getting RF to composite. That makes sense. Actually, yeah, in my cave, I actually do have a VCR set up. I have a DVD player there, in case I need it for whatever reason. I also have, well, I have all my Hey, pick that up. Oh, there you go. I have all my consoles. My, right now I have the Commodore 64, Atari 2600, the, what is it, the Light Sixer hooked up. So that's what I do my Atari games on. My Intellivision hooked up, and my Nintendo's hooked up right now currently. So the NES. But I also have everything kind of standing by in case I want to do a video on, say, Coleco, or ColecoVision, or whatever. I can pull my Coleco out, or my Sega Genesis, or the Sega Master System. Whatever system I need, I just kind of pull it out and connect it when I need it. Looks like we got Green Lantern HG just joined the chat. He's saying hi, hope everybody's doing fine. Cool. Glad you can join in. I know Green Lantern's, he's tried to come in on a few times and always kind of made it a little bit late. We see his comments at the end, or afterwards, saying, you know, he missed the stream and had to catch the playback. I don't know, this game is just like, it's so weird. Like, you have to like get these cards and stuff. It almost kind of reminds me of like Super Mario World, where you have to go through the level. If you don't get enough stuff, you have to kind of go back in there and get the stuff that you missed behind. Still trying to figure out like what's the difference between these. Okay, so I just killed him. You say Green Lantern's like, yeah, finally on time. Late, but on time. Better late than never. Just like in Ghostbusters 2, the movie, where the Titanic showed up and Cheech Marin's like, well, better late than never. So Rick's Warren saying you could simply download the... Oh, he's talking about like the different kind of emulators you can download. Nintendo will claim your content and make money on your ads anyway. Yeah, that's true. I find it's odd. Like, I've streamed a few different Nintendo titles, and so far I think the only ones that I've gotten copyright claims on are... Ugh, that thing killed me fast. Are the Super Mario Brothers 1, 2 and 3, and Zelda 1. So far, those are the 3 games that I've streamed or done on my channel that got copyright claims from Nintendo. Essentially stating that they can put ads or something on there or whatever. You know, like you're using Nintendo's copyright. And yes, we are. I mean, technically, if you're a YouTuber, chances are you're using somebody else's content at one point or another. Whether you're reviewing a movie, reviewing a game, reviewing a song, you're always going to be using somebody else's copyright. I mean, that's just the way it is. Like, how many YouTubers actually come on here and have 100% original content? And, you know, what exactly would that content have to be 100% original? You couldn't talk about any movies, you couldn't talk about any songs, you couldn't talk about any video games, because everything is subject to copyright, so... I mean, who would want to listen to you? Okay, so here's the 2 different kinds of blocks. So what's the difference? Guess we'll find out. Oh yeah, I'm back at this boat thing. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's right. Green Lantern saying, yeah, keeping the love for Nintendo alive is a crime. It is true. I mean, like, you look at something like Super Mario Bros. 3, and it's like, what? How old was I? You're going back like what? Over 25, 30 years, something like that, for them to like continue to like want to milk the copyright on it. It's kind of weird. It's not like it's their bread and butter anymore either. It's like they have the Switch now. Wow, Rapskillion saying he never got a claim on the first 3 Mario games on his channel. That's strange. Usually though, what the claim comes from is the music itself. Like YouTube, I guess they have a program that scours every video, and if they recognize the wave patterns of their music, because I've heard people say they've streamed Mario games and they've turned the music off or they've changed the sound or something like that, and then they didn't get a claim. So I think it's like they kind of work with YouTube to scan your videos, and if they can find the music. And that's interesting because like Zelda, I've gotten the copyright claims. I did a whole bunch of Zelda, the first Zelda game streaming, and I got lots of copyright claims on that one. But I've been doing Zelda 2 recently, and I have not got a copyright claim. So perhaps Zelda 2 is just not a popular enough, you know, game, or the music from it's just not iconic enough that they cared and decided not to create a program to catch you and put a copyright claim on. Kind of interesting. And I bet you, I wonder if A Link to the Past or the Game Boy one will have a claim. Let's see what they're saying. Nintendo wanted nothing to do with Super Mario Bros. 1 gameplay. Yeah, it's always the sound clip that gets caught. That's because it's garbage. Yeah, probably Zelda 2 is considered garbage, so they don't care if you want to play that one. They'll be like, go ahead. Anybody that wants to give that any kind of a boost, we're happy to do that. And Simon's saying, it's stupid you're helping them commercialize their games, but by having them on your channel and they stab you in the back, I don't know what Nintendo... Yeah, well, and the other thing is, it's like, we're talking like over 20 years. It'd be like if Atari wanted to start attacking me for playing an Atari game. It's Atari, it's like forever. Shouldn't you be focusing on your new games? Isn't that where your money's coming from? Like Nintendo now is focusing on the Switch, right? Shouldn't they be attacking people streaming Switch games? Not worrying about people playing like classic NES games? And of course they brought out their NES Classic system. Alright, we got Jeff Goodgamer on the chat too. How's it going, Jeff? He's a constant streamer. He's gotten his share of copyright claims. I have a feeling that may change soon. Nintendo have a new, younger president. Oh yeah, I heard about that. The old guys were so out of touch. Hopefully the new guy will get it more. But, you know, on the same thread there, Nintendo does have that partner program where you can join some, I don't know, I kind of looked at that as you can join their partnership program, and then you can stream their games, and then you don't get a copyright claim, but then they get like a portion of the money, and I don't know, it just seemed kind of shifty to me. I'm just like, you know, what? It seems kind of stupid. What are they saying? Oh, yeah, that would be nice. Odd. I didn't know that Oddbot. Does he have a good background? Yeah, Nintendo Partner Program. I don't know. I heard about that. To me that didn't seem worthy. Maybe because it's not like, oh, you get 70% ad revenue. Okay. So if you're monetizing, I guess it makes sense. But for me, it's like, I used to monetize my videos when YouTube allowed it, before they stomped on the little guys. Like I had, when I set up my channel, I set up the monetization. I knew I wouldn't make any money, or much money, but, you know, it's like, it's one of those things like, sure, if I can make a couple of bucks, I'll do it, but big deal. And then they decided to, like, crush that and be like, forget it, you're not making anything now? Fine, whatever. But then these copyright claims still come up, and it's like, why would I want to be worry about trying to be some kind of, like, Nintendo YouTube partner when I'm only making, if I'm lucky, $20 a year? Just seemed kind of pointless, and I just said, you know what, who cares? Maybe if I was like a big YouTuber and I was making, you know, lots of money and had thousands of hits, thousands of views, I can understand maybe, but for my position, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's move on to 5. Yeah, Rapscallions is making a good point here. A claim is no big deal. It's the strikes that will get you terminated. That's true. You don't want strikes. If you're planning on doing YouTube, or if you are a YouTuber, strikes are the things you need to worry about. Those are the things where YouTube can actually rip your account away, take away everything. Oh, 1-up. Huh, interesting. Didn't know if this game had 1-ups. So Oddpod saying, yeah, I have a bunch of my vids that have copyright. Yeah. I mean, I do. Yeah, whatever. Rex Warden saying, I could monetize my channel, but my videos barely get 24 views each, whether I put any effort into them or not. Oh, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, I think with YouTube, always is going to depend on your popularity. I follow a bunch of YouTubers. They put out a video, and within, like, you know, an hour or so, they already exceed, like, 5,000 views. And it's like, you know, at this point, they can pretty much just put out a video of them staring at the camera and they'll get like 1,000+ views, and they don't even have to put any effort into it anymore. I mean, they do because they need to keep retention, but to get views, a lot of YouTubers that are big and, you know, already have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, they don't have to do a whole lot to get all the views. They just keep pumping out videos, they'll get the views. So Oddpod saying, my money goes up and down, but I usually make about £15 a month. That's about $20. Now, Oddpod, how many subscribers do you have, though? I know you have quite a lot, but how many subscribers do you actually have to get that kind of, you know, $20 a month? Just to put it into perspective, you know, like, I know there's kind of like, there's those small time YouTubers, then there's those small medium YouTubers, then there's the medium YouTubers, then there's the big YouTubers, and then there's the big YouTubers. It's just the way it goes. Oftentimes it has to do with how long you've been on the platform. A lot of it can do with content. So he's saying about 3,667. So that's actually pretty decent. I mean, to be making that kind of money off of like 3,000, you kind of wonder when people have like 30,000 to to 60,000 subscribers, how much they can make in a month. Now that's also depending on your rate of creating videos, how often you put out a video. I mean, there's some that put out videos every day, there's some that put out videos every month. So I guess it's up to you and how much effort you want to put into it. So Green Lantern saying there's only good and bad, and Brian is one of the good ones. Oh, thank you. I try. I just be myself. I like YouTube because it's a way to take my passion for what I do and just kind of throw it out there. I mean, I don't try and do anything different and act any different. I don't create a character. I'm just myself. I like to try and make content fun and different. I think that's my challenge, is to just try and keep it interesting and, you know, come up with something different, not just the same old review a game, review a game, review a game. So I figure that's, you know, if that's what people like about me, that's great. You know? I don't like to just put on a persona and pretend I'm something I'm not. I'm losing to some kind of weird animal creature thingy. So Oddpod saying, yeah, there are a bunch of vids I have that get a lot of views. A few terrible ones I did years ago that get thousands of views too. Oh, you know, I've actually had this conversation with other YouTubers as well. It's kind of funny when you put a lot of passion into a video, like you really think that, you know, you put all this work into a video, you really feel like this is going to go places because you put all this work into it, and then you launch it, and then the next day you wake up in the morning and you look, you only got like 40 views. Okay, that have over 1,000 views. One of them is the giant video game tour that I did where I showed someone's man cave, essentially video game cave. And the other one was Mario games on Atari. For whatever reason, that one spiked over 1,000 views. And then the next one was my thought on, what was it, the Atari box, which is now the Atari VCS joystick. That one got like over 800 views. So I'm like, and that was just a video I just kind of threw together. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. It was just my thoughts. I just kind of hit the record button and started talking, and like 6-minute video or something like that. 800 views. Other videos I spent all this time on, I actually did all the editing and came up with an idea and put a lot of thought into it, and yeah, 40 views. The heck? Something tells me I wasn't supposed to complete that level so fast. And who's this kid? He just keeps running out and giving me a high five. Ronald's Clubhouse, level 6, towering trees. Well, something tells me I'm not done, so guess you just gotta keep going back and forth. Just keep killing things. How did that happen? Oh, it unveiled a... Ugh. Really? Now I'm dead. Yeah, okay. I've had enough of this game. Now I know why the guy on Facebook's like, really, you're gonna play this crappy game? Yeah. So Oddpod saying, just shows you never know what's gonna be a hit. I quickly did a top 13 Ghostbusters toy vid. Didn't think much about it, and it exploded in views suddenly. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's what I mean. I've actually gone back and looked at some of my videos, and some of the ones where I thought would not get any views, like I did a bunch of different videos on collectible card games, and I think it was like the SimCity card game and the Tomb Raider card game. And there are like 400 or 500 views. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't think anybody would care. But then I did a Doomtown one, which is like a cowboy card game. And I think I got like less than 50. I don't know. Whatever, it's kind of weird. It's just the way it goes. You never know what's going to be a big thing. You never know what's going to be a hit. But, yeah, I mean, this game is kind of, nah. I can see it was just designed to be a promotional thing for McDonald's. They probably didn't give a crap if the game was even good. It was just like, get it out there, sell the McDonald's brand. But, you know, like I said, it's McHappy Day, and McDonald's is doing you know, a good thing. So, even though the food is not exactly the best for you, I might as well just promote it a little bit. So that was my gameplay of a game I've never really played before. Kind of interesting. So, yeah. Thanks to all the people in the chat. I'm just going to go over there. We got Green Lantern, who finally got his way in. Odd Pod, cool guy. Got a great channel. Got to check him out. Rapskillions. I think I'm saying that right. Of course, we have Rex Warden, the guy who always tells me how to play games, because I'm not the greatest at games, and I'm sure he smacks his head a lot when I'm playing. He's given me a lot of great tips, especially in Zelda playing. I mean, Rex Warden always tells me how to play Zelda properly. Zelda 2 anyways. And who else we got in there? We have Simon Belmondo. Jeff Goodgamer popped in for a bit. I don't think he's still on, but he popped in for a bit. He does a lot of streaming stuff. Lots of Nintendo. If you're into the Super Nintendo, Jeff Goodgamer, check him out. He does a lot of streaming on that stuff. And I think did I hit everyone? Apologize if I didn't, but I'm just kind of going through the chat right now just to make sure. And so hard to like check everybody. So many people in there. But yeah, it's been fun. It was a good idea. I kind of like taking a break from my typical stuff to do something weird like this. Never played this before, or at least I don't remember playing it. So it was kind of fun jumping into it, hoping I didn't get stuck in some, you know, first level thing or whatever. Odd Pod's asking what game am I planning on streaming next. That's a good question. I'm still in the middle of Zelda 2. I'm on, I think, the second last palace, where I have to defeat the dragon guy that keeps popping out of those lava pits, and then I have to go for the last palace and defeat the shadowy guy. I've been thinking about trying to do quest number 2 for the Zelda, because I did Zelda and I completed it, and now I'm going to be on the second quest. So I'm thinking maybe Zelda 2. What else was I thinking of? I know I like to do some Commodore stuff as well. Commodore 64. I've done Space Taxi and I did Bruce Lee, so maybe Ghostbusters. It might be a long enough game that I could actually get a pretty decent stream on there. So maybe I'll do Ghostbusters for the Commodore 64. And I think I might have a couple of other titles for the Commodore 64. Another one I want to do, which was a lot of fun, was Atari by Request. And that was where I actually start off with an Atari game of my choice and I start playing it. And then I ask people in the chat to start throwing Atari games at me that they would like to see me play, and then I jump into that game. And another one I was kind of contemplating, I don't know if it would be boring or not, was Dragon Warrior for the Nintendo. So, Odd Pod saying I should play Dragon's Lair on NES. It's really good, I promise. I remember seeing Angry Video Game Nerd's video on that, and it looked pretty hideous, so I don't know. You know what, I actually have Dragon Warrior on the Commodore 64, and I have yet to try it, so that might be a good video one day, to just check it out. Anyways, thanks everybody for dropping in. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad I was able to play something different. I haven't been able to play in a long time, or if I've ever played this before. And it was a great turnout with the chat, and I'll be turning off the stream now.